Welcome, guys.
Hey.
Welcome back. We have a great show for you today. We have some news to talk about.
Daniel lost a lot of weight.
Daniel lost a lot of weight, yeah. We're going to be talking about Spider-Man leaving the MCU, Matrix 4 being announced.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about Ray going to the dark side. And we have a lot more to talk about today. So, Ant, how are you feeling today, bro?
Hey, I'm good. I'm ready to talk some D23 stuff and our other show that we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
But right now, just all the stuff that's
news,
going
man.
on
Crazy
is a
week.
lot. I'm excited to have our new
guest
today.
We have JoJo from Whittier, California. You could reach him at that Cali Kid Ja, right? Joe,
Yep.
introduce yourself, buddy.
Well, I'm Joe. It's feel good to be here with you guys,
Yeah.
getting ready to talk about some movies,
That's
our thoughts, and maybe hopefully our disagreements, so that we can get a little conversation.
Yeah,
going,
I'm sure.
So,
I've known Joe for a few years now, and we always have some sort of
this is the In-N-Out versus Baker disagreement.
yeah,
right here,
yes,
so.
in and out for life.
And I've known Joe for about 15 minutes, 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah. So we're going to go right into it, guys, with hot tops. We're going to be changing it up a little bit. Today, we're going to be talking about Spider-Man leaving the MCU. Disney and Sony can't come to an agreement, unfortunately. I know everyone's seen it on Facebook, on Instagram. I tweeted out the other day how this news has just ruined my week, pretty much. So, yeah. Variety reported this story. That's kind of the source where we were going from today. That Disney, Marvel Studios, and Sony Pictures has hit an impasse on a few financing terms for upcoming Spider-Man movies, and so pretty much there's a lot of news about this. A lot of he said, she said things. So yeah, Ant, what are your thoughts, man?
The first thing I want to say is absolutely this is just a crushing thing for the MCU and for Sony at the same time. We have to remember that a lot of these studios, a lot of these people, they're in talks and in contracts to do things sometimes for a while. So even though it might not be working itself out now, down the road, there's too much money in the pot. There's just too much money to be made with Tom Holland staying in the MCU, obviously Spider-Man staying in the MCU. They're going to do this. I mean, I'm going to be completely blunt here when I say that Disney, I love Disney, okay? I love them. I love everything they do.
Don't we all?
But they were really, really greedy with this whole thing.
Yeah.
And I believe, and I'm not too sure about the numbers. I could be wrong, but the ratios are correct that I'm going to say right now. I think that Sony was giving 30% to Disney for the character of Spider-Man when they were, involving him in the MCU with the Avengers and everything like that. And we could all say, I'm pretty confident to say that
it was actually 5%. 5% of first dollar gross, which that means the first week, whatever they make first week, that all goes to Disney.
So now
and
Disney
Sony.
Wants like 30%
and merchandising,
30%,
right?
And so Sony's like, this is our character here. How are we gonna just give you all the rights to this character? 30%,
a big chunk. And
it's a big chunk. Yeah.
A Variety reported that it was 50-50 actually. But later on, another news sources did say that it was 30%. What you're saying right now is
and
more
so
updated.
Well, actually, what Disney was asking for was 50% of everything.
Right. Merchandising,
not just Spider-Man though. Disney wants 50%.
So merchandise too.
Yeah, but also they want 50% of the money that's going to come from the Venom 2 movie that's coming out. They want 50% of the movie Sinister Six. They want 50% of Morbius, Kraven the Hunter.
That's right.
All the Marvel characters and movies that are in development that are to come from this moment on from Sony.
Right.
Disney wants 50% of that money.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And actually what you were saying about the 30% is
what I heard about from,
Sony counter offered to Disney, we'll give you 30% and we'll take 70 of only Spider-Man. And that's when Disney said no.
And that's still a great deal.
Well, yeah.
That's still a great deal for Disney, for them to still obviously capitalize off the billions of dollars that they're already going to make with obviously the Avengers. But yeah, man, I mean, at the end, I really believe that this is somewhat of a media kind of thing that they're going back and forth so that they can better structure a contract.
Yeah, so I see it as a ploy to get the fans involved in a business disagreement, right? And I kind of, you know, that's kind of like using us.
Well,
as
they're already
leverage.
boycotting.
Well, yeah, because everybody's saying boycott Sony, don't play PlayStation 4 anymore.
They already have a date for the boycott. I think it's in September or I believe in October.
Really?
They already have all this. Everyone's signing up. It's a big deal, guys. This thing is, I mean, I know Jeremy Renner is also, you know, going up to bat and getting in fights with some Disney executives and saying, how are you guys going to just let the guy that you guys said were supposed to spearhead the whole MCU going forward? Tony said this. I'm sorry. Happy said this, to quote him. He said, Tony wouldn't have done what he did in the end of Endgame if he didn't know that you were here, Spider-Man, basically. Right. And they did this whole homage of him when they were in the plane. Yeah. Him like, hey, I'll take care of the music. You take care of that. You get rid of that nucleus. So it's just, right. It's ridiculous.
So yeah, a lot of what the Marvel Cinematic Universe was going to hedge or lead with was Spider-Man. Actually, as a matter of fact, that's what they did. I mean, if you see Spider-Man Far From Home, you see how much of the MCU is really ingrained in that movie. Yeah. You could see what they're going for, the whole passing the baton to Spider-Man from Iron Man's, you know, hands. It's wild to me to see two companies that have involved themselves and put themselves in bed for so long for the future. Now they just want to break up, and it's nuts. And I think that there's a way to really take step back and see what Sony and Marvel and Disney are doing. Mostly Disney. A lot of people are blaming Sony, but that's not really what's happening right now. I really do believe that Disney is the one to blame right now. If anything, we should be boycotting Disney.
What do you think?
Hey, but that's not going to happen. I'm not going to do that.
Whose fault is it? Sony's or Disney's, Joe?
Personally, I'm leaning more towards Disney. It's their fault. I mean, how could you be so greedy? Marvel sold the rights to Spider-Man when they were in financial, distress.
All the stuff that happened with Sony.
Yeah. And, they sold Spider-Man, to Marvel to try to keep afloat. And now you're going to have to deal with that. But you had a good deal. You were making Spider-Man movies. You were making the 5%. And to my knowledge, I believe that Disney was making money. They had the distribution rights to toys and merchandise and all that. So you're making money off of all that stuff, which is, all the little web slingers that the kids are running around with, the t-shirts that we wear. You're making money off of that stuff. Yeah. But I was watching another movie show and I heard someone bring up the point that maybe Disney had this plan all along. And we go into D23 and we're looking at all the movies that are coming out, the TV shows, the Disney Plus. Does Disney really want to waste their time and their resources on making movies that are not theirs and they're not making 100% of the profit on?
And that's just nuts.
You got the X-Men that is hopefully going to be coming out within the next couple of years. You got Fantastic Four. Are you really going to want to spend time and energy building something that you're not really profiting off of?
I think with that, the first thing that comes to mind is Disney is billions and billions of dollar conglomerate of a company. They should be, and this I'm talking to you, Disney, right now. If you ever see my humble show,
if I ever catch you in the street,
is that you make so much money, and you're. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. You make so much money, and you can't give this to the fans. The fans are the reason why you're where you're at, Disney. This is why it's important to know that something like this shouldn't even be a question for you guys to be okay with, because you guys have so many properties, man. Yeah. Not only that, but they're all successful. Name me one thing that Disney does right now that's not working.
Maybe they're live action reboots, even though they're making a lot of money.
Maybe Solo didn't work, but it still made its money back.
Right. Still, for sure. Like, my question to you is, so Disney, who has more to lose in this deal?
Sony.
Do you think Sony?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Because Sony has had a lot of success with Spider-Man into Spider-Verse, and even Far From Home, and stuff. Far From Home is actually the highest grossing film for Sony, right?
Sony ever.
Yeah, forever. So it's in their hands.
But you can't compare.
Right.
You can't compare chump change
$2 billion movie, right?
to what Disney is making. I mean, hey, with all due respect, Sony, you guys did a lot of stupid things in the past, and this is why you guys are right here. But that doesn't mean that we don't deserve a second chance and be able to get our character back. Yeah. If I were Sony, I'm right now in the mindset of, you know what? If you guys don't want to make a deal with me, well, here I go, going to put Spider-Man and Venom, make my own little universe, but you guys have to get good writers, and you have to get someone that can helm something like this, like a Kevin Feige, someone with that vision that's not completely into comic books, but they're ahead and saying, you know what? This person is perfect for that movie, for him to direct it, for him to... That's what you need to do, Sony. You got a very, very great chance to be just as big as you were back in the early 2000s with all the Spider-Man stuff, to do it again. And obviously, I do think, though, that going back to what Jojo said, is this is all just a propaganda kind of thing, just to make it prolong itself longer, and then you get a better deal. Maybe they won't take 50, but maybe they'll do 35 or something, you know?
Hopefully, man. Well, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next.
Sorry, I'm super passionate about this subject, guys.
And let us know, guys, what are your thoughts? I mean, I was looking on Twitter, and my feed is all about, they're all upset and people crying and a bunch of memes out there that are fantastic.
I shed a tear.
So the next story we want to talk about, big one, which we talked about last week, actually, on our Matrix anniversary, Cineversary. We talked about Matrix and how amazing that movie is. Now, Matrix 4 is officially announced. Keanu Reeves and Carrie Moss is coming back and returning. Even one of the Wachowski brothers are back as well.
One of the sister.
Yeah.
The sister.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So they're coming back, and Deadline reported that this week. What do you think, Joe?
My honest opinion, I really don't care.
Yeah. Okay.
I really liked the first Matrix. The second one was okay. The third one was not good to me. Right. I don't even think I finished watching that movie.
Really?
I was just like, whatever with it. It's like, are we in the Matrix or are we not in the Matrix? Like, what's really going on? So Matrix 4 is like, are we going back? What are we doing?
Yeah.
This kind of is off the topic, but on the topic.
Yeah.
I really want to see Keanu Reeves just do John Wick. Like, I want to see a Continental show. I want to see everything John Wick right now. I was late on the train for John Wick. But
me too. I didn't go see it in theaters or anything like that.
And I didn't watch it because they were making Jack Reacher, Jake Brown, like all these movies that they were making. I felt like they were all the same. And then I just got into John Wick, and I love it.
How different it is.
Yeah, it's like it's.
What was your first movie? Did you start John Wick, or did you jump on 3 or 2?
No, I watched part 1. I rented it, and then I rented the second one, and then I went to the movies to watch the third one. I was in the theater by myself. I was sitting there. I was laughing, and I was like, "Oh hell yeah, watching this movie!" So. I can't wait for part 4.
Yeah,
I'm ready for it, and and I know. I heard that they're making the TV show, so I'm ready for that Continental TV show.
Really? I didn't hear that. No.
So they're going to do a spinoff. I believe HBO is going to do it. Man, so
that's gold.
I'm ready for that.
Story gold, man. So many stories right there.
Because there's like a lot of ways. Like, I was just talking about this last night with Chalk, and it would have been funny for them to do kind of like an Office spinoff, Continental, like a reality show. But at the same time, I want it to be serious. But it's like, how funny would that be, for it to be like
they're hiring like new employees because they killed everybody.
But
Daniel's laughing back there.
I want it to be serious. So, but
that's great.
I laughed at the thought of it being like a little Office reality TV show.
No, that's
but
yes, give it to me, man. That sounds awesome. But so you're excited about Keanu Reeves? Coming back to something, seeing him. But excited about
I'm gonna give it a chance because Keanu Reeves right now is the hottest thing out, I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to watch it or actually I'm going to wait for the first trailer, see what the feel of it's going to be and see if I'll get into it. Maybe I'll go back, watch part 3 before part 4 comes out and really see,
Maybe you'll have a different eyes.
No, maybe. Because there's a lot of movies I watch now that I have,
with a different lens.
Yeah, more of a perspective.
And there's a bunch of movies that used to think were good, and then you watch them now, and you're just
it's kind of like I'm not here for this.
Yeah, for sure.
As far as for me, I'm so excited about this, guys. We did the Matrix anniversary because it was 20 years, I believe 15 years, I'm sorry, that had come out. And I had no idea that this was going to happen, but I had so much fun talking about it. What's going to happen now, I feel, with the Matrix 4 is obviously like what JoJo was saying is Keanu Reeves is the hottest thing out there right now. He's going to be so coming back. Yeah, and he's so hot. I'm back, and so then he's also doing, he did the Toy Story 4 voiceover, and then he's been doing, the Bill and Ted thing as well, which a lot of people are going to go also, I believe, watch, because Bill and Ted back when I was out, back in the 90s, it was like, you couldn't find I come from the time where there was a little the little container of the video, the VHS, and they used to put the movies behind them. And every time I remember I wanted to go rent Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure, it was always gone. People love these movies. I mean, too bad that Carlin can't come back because he died, the comedian that was like the time traveler guy that takes them. Right, but it would have been great for him to come back. I didn't even think about that. As far as the Matrix 4, I hear, certain ways of how they're going to make Keanu Reeves come back, and also Carrie Moss's character, which is Trinity, died in the trilogy. Yeah. And so there's rumors of it, maybe her coming back, but only in the Matrix, which would make sense there.
So her consciousness still exists there, but
and she could get created again as far as what she looked at and everything.
Right. She becomes another AI type of deal.
Exactly, like the girl in the red dress.
Right. She's a program.
So we're thinking that maybe that, because she definitely died. She died. She was a human being.
She looked pretty dead to me.
And she died. And Neo, he
dies too.
He dies too, but he never died. Yeah. We never saw him die.
Spoiler for you: he gets pulled in by the Source, right?
Yeah.
It was like a big machine, and like he gets pulled up, and like you see like him being like sort of crucified type of deal. And that's the last thing we hear.
I'm gonna let you say what your opinion was. So that I love.
So two things. My kind of, let's go into a little bit of what's it called? Speculation on what Matrix 4 is going to be about. And what I heard, one of the news that I heard from, I don't remember the source, but they say that they're going to recast Morpheus, and he's going to be a younger version of him. So now I get taken back by that. I'm like, wait, you're not going to bring Lawrence Fishburne, dude? Like, he's amazing. Like, dude, he great
for this one, maybe.
But now they're doing a younger version of him. So my mind goes to like, okay, well, the Matrix and Matrix 2, they talk about different iterations of the Matrix and how this is like the 7th or 8th version of the Matrix, and they become very good at like destroying it and this and that. So I'm guessing they're rebooting the whole thing, right? Mm-hmm. And it's going to be a younger version of like a lot of the whole cast, pretty much. But Neo is probably going to be reborn as kind of a savior type of parallel, and bringing him back to the Matrix, to version number 9 or something like that. And so now Neo will be the one, but now he'll be like this all powerful being of the one. You know what I mean? And so I'm guessing that's going to be the whole story about Neo saving the Matrix before it gets to that point where it gets destroyed. And hopefully he'll rescue everyone.
You remember you said, and it blew my mind when he said this, because I'm like, they're gonna have it, because I've always thought that the Matrix is very, very similar to the Bible. You know what I mean? To a lot of little things of the Bible and Jesus and stuff.
The brothers say that they've put a lot on that.
Oh, right. And so you said they might resurrect Neo, just like how like, Jesus resurrected. When you said that, man, and if they could do something in the similar.
I think they'll definitely do that.
I'm excited, man.
They'll definitely do that, and they'll like resurrect him, and then like eventually like Matrix 9 will be like his second coming or something like that. You know what I mean?
Something like crazy. Because I don't think it's only going to be 4. Now they started.
No,
I think they're going to do 2 more.
Yeah, I want to see Neo like in like his late 80s, like old and just bearded. Keanu Reeves is gonna look the same, but still, you know what I mean. So that's my thoughts. I'm excited about this. I love the Matrix, even though the last one is not good. But I love the lore and the story building of what they did. Man, it's just I love it, man. So, all right, guys. So the last hot tops. Topic we're going to be talking about today is movie related, and it comes from D23. Anthony did talk about we're going to be doing another show about just D23 things. It's really hot right now, and so there's a lot of topics that we want to talk about, so we're going to do that separately, and we're going to bring back our special co-host there, Daniel, on it. So but this news is humongous news. Star Wars Episode 9 footage. A reel has been released to the people that visit D23, and a new poster that came out, which I'm gonna show right here. And so that poster, guys, what do you guys think about the poster, man? Ant, what do you think, man?
You mean the poster with Rey?
No, the poster. Yeah, the poster. The
I mean,
real poster. That
you got Palpatine in the back. Mm-hmm. You know, like the silhouette. I mean, when I see this poster, guys, I know I'm like super calm right now, and you guys think I'm, but inside, I feel like I just want to just explode because it looks so cool, man. I wish I can have it on one of my walls. That's how cool this poster looks.
Yeah,
and,
I'm gonna have it on a wall.
It's one of those things that you make a poster to make people more excited for the movie. I don't need more excitement, to be honest, because I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'll see.
But this poster just makes it even. Dude, it's whoever's doing the marketing for Star Wars, they're just geniuses, man. They really capture the essence of what Star Wars is for me.
Yeah, so I love this poster. It's simplistic, more simple than the other, trilogies that I've seen, like especially this ending. Like it's so interesting that I'm sure this is not the final poster that they're going to be showing, but I think it's just more of it for an event. But I love how simplistic it goes down. Like they're closing out a whole saga with this movie, not just the trilogy, but the saga of the Skywalker, franchise.
So for the people that don't know,
yeah,
who's on that poster?
The poster. So Kylo Ren and Rey are battling on top of something that we don't know what it is. Per se, and then we have Emperor Palpatine from the original trilogy and the prequels, the leader of the Sith.
So there was said that they didn't know how much he was going to be involved, but what do you think?
Yeah, so we were talking about the poster and JoJo, and like you were talking about how it was. I told you that it looked like. It was like cartoonish, like Palpatine, and I do love that, and I think that now this poster solidifies his role in this movie as important. Like it's not just a cameo. It's not just going to be something that's coming out of nowhere. But man, I'm so excited about this poster and hanging it somewhere here. What about you, man?
Yeah, I mean the poster looks good. I'm looking at it right now, and I might be looking too much into it, but it looks. I don't know if this means something with the lightning of the sabers on both sides of Palpatine, like kind of like the balance that this whole trilogy has been about, the balance of the Force.
Yep.
And but it looks dope, man. I'm ready for this movie to come out already. I'm ready for Disney to rake in those big dollars again with another $1 billion film.
Take my money.
This movie comes out.
Yep.
But yeah, man, I'm excited. The poster looks good. I was telling Ish earlier that. Well, you said it right now, and it kind of made me think about it more. Like this is the ending,
Mm-hmm.
And this poster kind of reminds me a little bit of like this new trilogy, but it's real reminiscent of like the original trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Like what I'm looking at right now, it looks like a New Hope mixed with like an Empire Strikes Back with the
luring of the back
and Darth Vader fighting in the city in the sky.
I just love this poster even more now since he just put me onto that. I'm just
I feel like it's a simpler version of that for sure. Yeah, I love it.
I didn't think
so. You get all those kind of parallels to it, and then it's the end. You know, it's the end of this Skywalker trilogy as we know it. You know.
So alongside with the poster, when they revealed that at D23, they talked about a few things, and they showed footage that's not released yet. It sounds like we're going to be seeing it on Monday, but they talk about they show different like footage of the film, and you could see a few things that stood out to these people, and it's on Twitter. You could see all this talk, and then they talk about how Rey talks to the Emperor in this featurette. Kylo and Rey are fighting on water, and you see a dark side Rey wielding a double-bladed lightsaber in dark cloak. So I'll show the image that they think
double-bladed,
like Darth Maul, just like Darth Maul had.
Oh, like Darth Maul. Yeah, like her staff.
Yeah, just like her staff. So what do you guys think about that? Is she actually going to go to the dark side? Is this going to happen in this movie?
I don't know, honestly. I've been hearing so much speculation. I mean, I had my theories when I went into The Last Jedi, and I don't want to get into how I feel about that movie. I liked it, but I mean, you know, so this movie I'm kind of just holding back, and we're seeing all these images coming out, and I'm just kind of like, I'm excited to see the movie, don't get me wrong.
Right.
I want to see this movie. I'm going to be there the first showing that it's available. But I mean, all these I have to see them, you know, I have to see these images, and you know, I'm ready. I'm ready for the movie to come out. I'm not trying to get too excited. Like, we have this picture here of Rey with the double bladed lightsaber, and it looks good. It looks dope as heck. But let's see, you know, how they fit that in. If it, you know, obviously they're talking about it, so it's going to be in the movie. So
yeah, does that make sense to you? Like her turning to a dark side and having this blade that Darth Maul had, the double red.
If I'm to think that there's going to be another one, which there is, there's still going to be another one. Why not? I mean, I could believe that something like that can happen.
When you say another one, you mean
another movie,
trilogy,
another movie, right?
No,
Maybe.
this is they're wrapping this up.
They're wrapping the whole world up.
The whole saga, the Luke Skywalker saga, or the Skywalker saga.
You know what? I think it's definitely something that can happen.
Yeah,
because we're dealing with genius writers here when it comes to Star Wars, and not to get into The Last Jedi too much, but even though I didn't like the movie all completely, the writing and a lot of stuff that they did was really, really good.
Most definitely.
And then the staff, it always occurred to me, and Awakens, and obviously in The Last Jedi, that she carries that staff for a reason. There's something more than meets the eye with that staff. That staff has always been meant to. You see how, if you guys can see right here maybe you guys can't see, but you see they put her staff and then Kylo Ren's lightsaber. You know, and that always really seemed very strange to me, almost to like what Jojo was saying about the posters. That staff meant something, and maybe, to be honest, it's gonna be it's I'm sorry. That staff might really say a lot about where she's from, because she doesn't know that yet. And if there's a red saber in there, we can probably speculate that maybe she comes from a lineage of a Sith.
All right. Okay. So my thoughts on the whole dark side, Rey, it actually might make sense. I think that what they're going to go for is a type of other version of Rey, like a clone version of Rey, possibly. And I think, I haven't seen the footage. I don't know anything about it, but if she's in full black and she's red lightsaber, like that sounds like someone cloned Rey, and now she's being used by Palpatine. You know what I mean? And hey, who knows? Maybe our Rey is actually a creation from Palpatine, and maybe Daniel, back in the days when we were speculating on what all this trilogy is going to be about, he said that Rey is Palpatine's daughter.
Who said this?
Daniel.
He
said it like years ago, actually. So maybe the daughter lineage, maybe it's a little far fetched, but maybe he he actually cloned her, and now there's 2 versions of Rey. That'd be kind of cool, man. I don't know. I mean, the whole clone thing from the prequels.
This would make Daniel
sense.
somewhat prophetic in his.
He's prophetic. Daniel the prophet.
Daniel the prophet.
And yeah, I kind of like it. I just want to see the footage so badly. By the time we release it, it'll be out there, and we'll talk about it later on. But man, I'm just so excited about it. I want to see Rey speak to Palpatine, to Lord Sidious. Like I want to see that.
So I thought you said that happened.
That does happen. I want to see it. I want to hear their conversation, the lure of like the Sith and why he's doing all this, why he's back, where'd he come from. I would just want to know everything, man. I have no idea what's going on. I'm lost, and I love it, man, because it's been a while since I felt this lost in Star Wars, and yeah, man, I'm pumped. So I can't wait to see it. All right. On to the next, guys. So we did a little change up. Our out of the box is now going to be towards around this part of the show. And we have our guest today. He's going to be helping us out with this.
Nice. So yeah, like he said, I got the opportunity to do the out of the box. And this is the segment where you guys usually talk about the top 3 movies that are out right now.
Yep.
So
talk their place and stuff. Yep.
Yeah, where they're at. So, and the amount of money that they're making. So the first movie from out of the box that's at the top of the box office right now is Angel Has Fallen with $7,900,000. Number 2 at the box office this weekend is Good Boys with $3,440,000. And the third film, surprisingly, I didn't think it was going to be there, but it's Overcomer, which is a Christian spiritual film, which came in at $3,030,000.
Yep.
So that was kind of surprising to me. Angel Has Fallen as well. It was surprising to me too. I didn't think it was going to do as good as it's doing. And then Good Boys hanging in there. I honestly thought Ready or Not was going to be a little bit higher on this list.
Where is it actually?
It's only at number 4.
Okay.
But
how much money did it make?
It made $2,415,000.
Wow.
That's really low, huh?
So yeah, that is really low. I thought it was going to be higher. I had no idea about this Overcomer movie. I had no idea that it was going to be there, and it's surprising to me that it's number 3.
Well, it's always, you always see this when the faith-based films come out, like a lot of
War Room
religious, a lot of religious people go and watch the film, and it gets a good outcome, and I think that's going to be continuously happening. So I don't know. I haven't even read any reviews on it. I haven't really watched it or anything like that. So I didn't know. Like JoJo said, I didn't know it was coming out. So I'm glad that Good Boys is up there though. Yeah. Like I'm really excited about that film doing so well, because this means that we're gonna get more rated R kids films. And I just like it, man. it's just such a fun time, man. I just had such a great time. I'm bummed out about Ready or Not being up there. I think that a lot of people are missing out on the film. Yeah, it's literally the best thriller I've seen this year thus far. I mean, I can't think of anything. Oh well, it was last year, right? The Quiet Place. It is still the Quiet Place was last year too.
Yeah, Quiet Place.
So this year, Ready or Not, man. Yeah. If you're into horror, you like some blood on your films, that's the movie to go to. And like little like crazy off the wall things, then that's
Did you get to see Ready or Not?
I saw it last night actually. Okay. And I'm kind of sad that it's not making as much money.
Yes.
I mean, I guess it's making enough. The total for it is $5,443,000. Yeah. And it only had a $6 million production budget. So, okay. I mean, I guess it's almost there.
Yeah,
I really want this movie to make a lot more money so they can greenlight a sequel, because in the movie, they talk about, different families. Yes, yeah. So the sequel doesn't directly have to be about this family, because, exactly. I mean, without giving any spoilers away.
Yeah.
But the directors did talk about exactly what you're saying.
So, yeah, like the father in the movie starts talking about different families and this and that. So I mean, why not go in that direction? You don't have to pay, you know, the actors to come back for a second film. You don't have to even stick to anything except for the, you know, the lineage that you set in the movie, and then go to some different families.
You're basically doing a purge. Like you could do a purge.
That's exactly what I thought about. You know, that's purge every movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's something completely different, and I thought that this was a good time to do that.
So one of the things I told him was that the directors were thinking of maybe doing something like that, but now every family, like this family had games, another family might have butchering, or I don't know what that's in their family, and they do somewhat of the same kind of thing. But as far as Angel Has Fallen, you guys know that these films have been doing good, and that's why they remake these films. And why, like, who wants an Angel Has Fallen? Well, apparently we do. I mean, because we're going and watching these films, and they're not necessarily bad films.
Yeah,
I do like them.
I kind of wanted to go watch it.
I like
the first one too.
The second one was.
I didn't even give that one a chance.
I think I fell asleep on it.
I watched it a little bit, and I couldn't watch it, and I didn't watch this one either, guys. But it's not doing when
it comes out.
It's number one, but at 7 million, I mean that's wow. It's not even making numbers. They're. I mean, I'm sure Jojo. How much did it cost to make?
Angel Has Fallen?
Yeah.
I'll look right now.
But I'm sure Angel Has Fallen is probably somewhere in the over the 20 million mark of what it cost to make, or even maybe even more, because we have like they have a lot of location budget with that. And so as far as Good Boys, we went to go see it. We loved it. I'm glad it's doing okay. 3 million is still a good chunk of change, especially for what that movie cost. Overcomer, I remember my father-in-law telling me, because he saw it like an early screening of it on the cruise, and he loved it. He was just amazed by it, and he was like, "You guys got to watch it. You guys got to watch it." And we haven't watched it yet, but I'm really surprised that it's here in number 3. I really am. Yeah. So at 3 million as well.
How much did Angel Has Fallen cost?
80 million production.
Oh shoot! They were really banging on this thing. Poor Lionsgate.
It was all those drones.
The drones. I mean,
let's hope that internationally it does better, man. Because wow,
I'm looking at the projecting box office, and it looks like it's going to make 13 million off of that. It doesn't say total worldwide, but man, that's a big hit for Lionsgate. Yeah. Lionsgate is not this big old production company. I mean, they're big, of course, because they release something almost every other week. But for them to invest 80 million. Yeah, it's gonna hurt them a lot.
Wow, dude, yeah. That's they're probably looking at losing about $15 million for this movie.
Yeah, something like that. Gerald Butler, I think, is probably
he gets his money no matter what.
Yeah, but like his viability in the future,
his star power.
Yeah, his star power. I think it's kind of gone now.
Diminishing.
Yeah,
I think it's still there. I mean. You tell me, hey, they do like some kind of 300 kind of thing or whatever.
301.
301.
It's all flabby.
No, he died. He really didn't die. This is Spider.
Their version of Fat Thor.
Fat Thor, yeah, Fat Thor. All the Spartans are like tired and they're all fat. They're drunks.
Oh man,
that's so
good stuff, you guys.
Too bad they all died though. Anyway, spoiler alert. All right, guys. So we are gonna wrap up the show with that. Remember, we're gonna have another top show with D23 and the breakdown of where everything was announced thus far. And so, yeah, just remember, please let us know, comment down how excited are you about Neo coming back, and also what are your thoughts about Spider-Man leaving the MCU. Is it Sony's fault? Is it Disney's fault? What do you guys think? And also tell us if Rey will actually be turning to the dark side, or if there's another wild theory out there like Daniel's. Anyway, so please share, like, put that
the ring
thing. I forgot. I always forget it. And subscribe. All right, guys.
All right, guys.
Stay movie minded.
Stay movie minded.